Emma, Grace, Georgia, Lila, Reese, Addie, Lorelai, Elena, Peyton, and Abby. I hope you're having an awesome break. But since you guys can't be here, we wanted to demonstrate the team warm-ups for you guys. Here we go. So Abby and Taylor are going to be demonstrating our team warm-ups. While they're doing it, the kids at home should be doing at least 10 of each of the skills that we see in our warm-ups. Abby is going to be demonstrating the correct way to be doing the warm-ups, and Taylor will be doing some of the mistakes that we see when the girls are warming up during practice. Girls, go ahead and start. So with these, they should not be bouncing off of their knee. They should just be barely touching it on the floor, jumping up. Make sure they're being careful because when they do hit their knees, we don't want them to hurt themselves since they're not on a springboard floor at home. They should be pushing through their toes. Chest should be up and a nice tight body. Feet together. Their knees should be coming all the way up to their tummy during tuck jumps, not kicking themselves in the booty and pushing through their toes. Frog jumps. In these, they need to be touching the floor each time, reaching all the way up to the ceiling, opening their hips. With V-ups, their feet should be together, toes should be pointed. They should not be pulling on their legs to get up. Arms should be by their ears and then reaching towards their toes.
Collar crunches.
With their crunches, their toes should be pointed. Their heels should not be coming off the ground. They should just be pulling their shoulders up off the ground.
Lemon squeezers.
Again, not pulling on their legs when they sit up. Should be using their ab muscles to get up and down. Arms should be tight by their sides.
Hollow rockers.
With the rockers, they're squeezing their booty. Their lower back should be touching the floor when they're doing it, and they should be squeezing, not pushing off their hands or their feet.
Leg lifts.
With their leg lifts, feet are together, heels are together. They don't bend their knees when they're pulling their feet up off the ground.
Head lifts.
With their head lifts, feet are staying on the ground. Heels should be together, toes should be pointed.
Arch rockers.
Same thing with these. Heels should be together, legs should be straight. Arms should not be pushing off the ground each time. They should be using their back muscles to pull themselves up.
Push-ups. Outies.
Tight push-up position. Their stomach should not be dropping. Their booty should not be too far in the air, and their feet should be together, looking straight ahead.
Innies.
Same thing with innies, but their elbows should be facing towards their feet and keeping their arms close to their body.
Butt killers.
With their butt killers, they should be having their foot directly out to the side, not behind them like Taylor's doing right now. You should be able to see their whole leg if you're standing right in front of them. Toes should be pointed and squeezing their knee in the full extension.
Hold.
Same thing, foot should be directly out to the side, not pointed behind them.
Circle forward. Reverse.
Making sure their legs are staying equal. Their hips should not be moving around. Their stomach should not be dropping. They should be nice and tight through their core.
Hold.
Foot should be up,
Circle
parallel
forward.
to the ground.
Circle back. Butt stretch.
This is just stretching their booty muscles. They should be tight all throughout this, even though it's just stretching. Foot should be pressing their knee out.
Pike.
Knees should be pressed into the ground, legs nice and tight, toes are pointed.
Flex.
Heels are together, toes are together. They're flexing their feet. They should be pushing their knees straight still and actually pulling their heels off of the ground.
Straddle.
With their straddle, their toes should be rolled backwards, not rolling forwards. They should be trying to get their pinky toes on the ground instead of their big toes. Nice and tight arms.
Reach to the middle.
Same thing, pulling those toes backwards, rolling the knees backwards.
Middle split.
With their middle split, they can do their normal splits. They can actually also do over splits, but they should be in a straight line. Their heels, their hips, and their knees should be all in one straight line. They can actually find a line on the ground and try to make sure their whole body's over top of it, but making sure they're squeezing.
Out. Bad leg.
Runner stretch.
With their runner stretch, they want their front foot turned out or straight ahead, but not turned in. They're actually pushing their back hip forward, so they should be feeling the stretch down the back thigh.
Straighten.
Squeezing the front leg when they straighten it, making sure the leg is nice and tight. Shoulders should be going down towards the front foot. When they grab the back heel, they should be square. The opposite arm is grabbing the opposite leg, making sure they're over top. In their splits, they should be square. They don't want to be sitting on their booty. They don't want to be leaning forward in the opposite direction. They should be straight over the top. If they were to bend their back leg up towards the ceiling, it should go straight. It shouldn't be flopping over to the side.
Good leg.
Runner stretch. Straighten.
Again, making sure the knees are tight and their toes are pointed, both the front and the back foot.
Grab. Slide down.
Making sure they're nice and square, pulled up tall. They should not be relaxing. If this looks too easy for them, they can do over splits by putting their front foot up on something higher than the ground. They should be holding their splits for 5 minutes each, or working up to that, whether it's for 2 minutes at a time all throughout the day. But getting this flexibility is really important.
Bridges.
With their bridge, it's very important that their shoulders are getting over their hands, pushing the armpits over. Legs should be together. This is called a beam bridge, what Abby's doing, where her hands are straight, her arms are straight, her shoulders are over her hands, and her feet are together and straight.
Yeah. Rockers.
With the rockers, same thing. They're just trying to push their armpits over their hands, not backwards. You don't want your knees going over your toes. You want your armpits going over your hands. That's it. Thanks, guys.